Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Danny Alpert. I am the Diving with D host, and I'm back. Um, it's been quite a while. It's been a month. I've missed 4 weeks of what I was supposed to be posting, um, but it's okay because I'm going to get into that. So let's dive right in. So today's episode is really kind of deep. Um, you guys deserve to know the truth about everything and about my life because that's what this Diving with D podcast is about. Literally anything and everything, and I always want to be open and honest with you guys. So yeah, this past month I've been MIA, and I not think I know it's because I've completely just I don't even want to cut anything in this because I just want to be raw and like honest. I might cry, so just bear with me. But yeah, I've lost myself, which stinks. And I just want to take you guys on the journey of from beginning to now. But I do want you guys to know that coming back and doing this and shows that like, oh, I'm okay. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. I'm never gonna be perfect. That's not life. Life isn't perfect. But life is pretty great. Not pretty great. It is freaking amazing. And hopefully by the end of this, I can help at least one person that could help multiple people. Because I always wanted to just make a podcast that like was mostly advice and help me people. But I also just didn't want to have a podcast where there had to be a niche, like I talked about in the intro. But today, definitely, hopefully, I can help people, and I'm really happy to be back, and you'll see why I'm happy. Okay, so from the beginning, also, I have so much notes on my phone because I just wrote away, so I didn't miss anything. Whoa, where's it going? So yeah, let me just start from the beginning. Hopefully, you guys make it to the end of this. It's worth it. If you guys really want to know what's been going on. Again, it's hard to talk about, and throughout life, I am an open person when it comes to feelings, but I've also been scared to just open up completely, and that's part of what's been going on. And this past week, this past month, not doing the podcast, I really self-reflected, and you guys will see what I'm talking about and what I mean by all this. So, yeah. So basically, I feel like you start to realize life and you're mature enough starting in high school where, like, you understand what's going on. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember my mental, physical health or anything about me prior to 9th grade of high school. So, like, middle school and elementary school, this isn't even talked about. I don't talk about any of that, or when I was born, or my childhood, because that just, you're developing, and I think 9th grade I could really tell you guys where this all started. I never felt really right in high school. I always felt different. I can't start crying, and it's only been 3 minutes. I never felt like I fit in, because I was in the closet, and I didn't even know yet that I was gay. There's a lot of figuring that out, and it's very scary at a young age to be figuring yourself out without telling anyone. I was very to myself. I didn't want anyone to know because I didn't want to believe it. And things I talk about in this episode, I probably mentioned in others, but this is where we really dive deep. I just felt different from everyone. I grew up dressing as a tomboy, and all my friends didn't. I just didn't know why, and it was uncomfortable, and we'd go to parties, and my friends would be like, oh, that guy's cute, or I want to get with that guy, and I just never thought like that. Or I would try, and it made me uncomfortable, and literally my whole entire high school years, I've never told anyone that I might be gay until what was senior, I don't remember if it was junior or senior year, to be honest. But I never really fully came out to everyone until college. So high school, that's where I was really struggling. I just always compared how I was looking to everyone else, and I was like, why am I not dressing like that? Why don't I want to wear stuff like that? And it's sad because you shouldn't be comparing yourself to anybody, but I was just so scared to be gay that I didn't think that I should be any different from everyone else. I just wanted to be like everyone and not be thinking so much in my head throughout high school about my sexuality. I just wanted to be straight, which was the norm in my head, which is not the norm. You could be whatever you want to be. And towards the end of this episode, I will hopefully have the advice and tips that you guys could use. And stuff happened in high school that I experimented, and it was all in here, all inside me. I couldn't tell anyone about what was going on. I couldn't tell anybody about myself because I just didn't want to. Like, I never keep anything in because it will ruin you. It ruined my high school years, and I'm not saying I literally loved high school, but as an individual, I did not like myself. And it's taken till literally this past week to find myself and love myself and work towards that. One thing led to another in high school, and my heart got broken. And I started to realize that, okay, I am gay. I went to a therapist one time, and I didn't give it a chance when I should have. Again, scared out of my mind. Literally, the woman was like, "You don't think you could be gay?" Like, she wasn't being mean, like, "Oh, you're gay." She was just like, "Maybe you could be," because what we talked about, and I left. And I really wish I could go back and not redo it all, because, again, how everything happens in the past is how you grow. But I wish I came out sooner, because no one should be scared to, okay? Literally, it is the best thing you could do, and if you feel like you can't tell people, you could tell me. DM me, okay? I'm here for everyone, and for those of you who really feel like you're stuck in yourself or don't know what the heck is going on and could relate to what I'm feeling right now, from what I'm describing of how I felt, reach out to me. You're not alone, and I want you guys to know that every day of your life, that you're not alone. So I had to keep everything inside me. It was all secret, the things I went through, and myself and my sexuality. And then still just never got the help until I go to college. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is where I could start over. But the sadness came with me. I was depressed in high school. I'm not going to lie. I was depressed. And how are you supposed to fix that depression or get the help you need? Like, how are you supposed to do that unless you get that help? How I told people about me coming out, but what did that do? Okay, I came out. Your problems don't just get resolved. You have to work to fix yourself. Nothing is gonna get improved if you don't practice it consistently. How are you supposed to, improve in the gym if you don't consistently do that and work for it and practice? You have to work for something more and more. It doesn't just fall right into your hands, which I wish I could just, in high school, been like, snap my finger and, oh, I'm happy. Oh, I love my life. Oh, I love who I am. And I loved the person I was during all that, though. I still loved my personality and my kindness and my humor and all that stuff, but I didn't feel like me or love me enough to use those good qualities that I had to other people. And I think it affected my relationships with people. Ooh, bug on my computer. In high school, because I was just not happy. And how are you supposed to love other people and be happy towards other people and with other people if you're not with yourself? Yourself is your teammate. Ew, that's so cringy, but it's so true. And I wasn't... Oh, sorry, I'm off track with my notes. So I want to hit every little point. And then that's time in college when I came out to everyone, and it was going okay. So I was getting, the advice from my friends, and this was the first time I was actually who I was supposed to be. Not saying that your sexuality is just who you are, but I meant like a big part of yourself. And then COVID hit, and instead of taking that time during the pandemic to work on myself and love myself, I ate more, and I felt worse about myself than I ever have. I came out and thought that all my problems would go away, but that's not how it works, just like I said before. My freshman year was when I came out, but it's also when I just hid the sadness still. I would drink away, I would eat away, and it was the heaviest I ever been. I'm not saying I was ever overweight or anything, but I was just uncomfortable in my own skin. And the time that I should have been using to work on myself during this pandemic was the time I was actually getting worse. And I wasn't mature enough mentally to fix what was going on the inside. So I was just, again, not consistent or realistic with the fact that I wasn't okay, because I wasn't getting help or talking to anyone about anything. So I was just so scared to try anything new since I thought everything I saw on social media was correct. Like, that was when TikTok started getting popular. Sorry, I just want to read off my phone what I wrote, and then I'll get into it more without my phone, just because I want to hit every point like I keep repeating. Because I don't want to miss anything. I took hours out of this morning to just let it all out, and I can't believe I'm actually doing this episode. I really didn't think I'd ever get myself to come back, and now I'm doing so much better, which you'll see towards the end. That's why I was able to do this. But that's also when TikTok, so back to what I was talking about, that's when TikTok started getting popular, so I believed everything I saw on there. Again, I just wasn't mature enough mentally, and I was afraid to tell my parents anything, because when I came out, I shut everyone out to talk about anything with or ask for help when I needed, since it was one of the toughest things anyone has to do. But of course, in the end, it is best to come out. It is literally never keep it in. But again, back to the eating, I just felt worse about myself when I could have been telling my family what I was going through, and they would try to help me, like, Danny, you're not eating enough, and I'd be like, no, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and they would try to help, and I would just shut them out because I was just so scared. And if you know me now, you know I'm very open to talking about my feelings, but back then I wasn't, and that's what was scary, that I felt like I couldn't say anything, because in high school everything was inside. And throughout this pandemic, once it was over, is when, next thing you know, I'm going back to school for my next year, and I still was insecure about myself. And again, I love my personality and all, but if I don't fully love me, how could I love anyone, whether it's in a relationship, a friendship, family member, any single human being in your life? And I kept setting myself up to get hurt because different things would happen that, again, I would never work on me, because I just thought people would, this is where I went wrong, would complete me with my happiness, or I'd depend on them, when really people compliment you, they don't complete you. And that's a huge piece of advice I learned while taking this time for me, myself, especially this last week where I really took the most self-reflecting. And the month that I had self-reflect from my last podcast to now, I'm telling you that this week is where I really took the time. I was like, okay, Danny, really, really do your self-reflecting, and taking this advice from people and actually opening up more than I ever have before about how I've completely lost myself is scary. But without these little pieces of advice that hopefully I can forward to you guys, I don't think I would be doing as good as I thought I'd be doing. I'm not saying I'm doing my best, but I'm not doing my worst. And I'm not the Danny that you're hearing from this high school experience and this college experience. But again, I'll say it again, people compliment you, they do not complete you. And while taking that time for me myself, I can be the best. What the heck did I write? I don't want to edit anything in this video because it's all going to be completely honest. So just bear with me when I read this sentence. I learned while taking the time for me myself. Wait, people compliment you and they don't complete you, and that's a huge piece of advice I learned while taking this time for me myself. So that I can become the best version of myself, for myself, that will result in me being able to be better for others. So this is about me, but I also think that because I wasn't who I could be as my best, reflected how I was for others and towards others, and that stinks. It stinks. So from the beginning of this timeline to now, I lost myself because each thing kept leading to another, where I just would not do anything but let things hurt me, where I would do things that wasn't for me. What? Where I would do things, again, I just wrote everything I was feeling this morning, so I'm trying to figure out what I meant. Or I would do things that wasn't for me. I'm going to read that again, and maybe someone could be like, that's what you meant. But I'll figure it out right now. I lost myself because each thing kept leading to another, where I just would not do anything but let things hurt me. Or I would do things that wasn't for me. See, I got it. I wouldn't do things for me. Like, I would not put myself at all in any ranking of life. I put people first, but I was never putting myself anywhere. I wasn't even putting myself first or last. I just wasn't even thinking about myself. And you have to think about your feelings and your thoughts and everything about you to make the right decisions in life. Because I think I messed up many times where I could have been better. And it sucks now because that's in the past. And what I've also learned during all this is you can't control the past. You can't control what's already happened. You can only control what's going to happen present time, living in the present. And so many people have told me to do that. And again, I've really realized that now, this past self-reflecting time. And all this anxiety and depression from high school to all my obsessive compulsive thoughts from getting no help through different, I wouldn't say trauma, but obstacles in life, because everyone goes through something. You never know what someone's going through, so please just be kind to everyone. It all added up back in August, where I got so sick from it that nothing felt real. And I've been over this in my anxiety episode, but this is what I really have to say about it. My head just completely turned into a mess. From then till a year ago, which was recently around August 5th, I knew I needed to work on myself. I knew I should have went to a therapist who's known for helping with mental health. And physically, I was never consistent. I just thought it would all eventually work for me without putting in the work. And that's completely wrong. And I think everyone knows that. Socially, I used to be able to talk to a brick wall. And not that I can't now, because I can. I'm not saying I turned it into someone I don't like. I just mean that I feel like I lost myself down the road. Because I never worked on me. And that's my own fault. And it's ruined relationships I made with other people, with the right people in your life. The people that you know are right for you in your life, and the people that are in your life, like I said, they'll tell you and be open and honest with you about how they think it's best that, not that I fix myself, but better myself. Because those right people, they know you, and they knew me as the happy, fun, outgoing kid, and I turned into a kid that's just all in my head. And if they care about you, they'll tell you that you need, that I need, and that what's the word? I don't know. That I need, and for those that are relating to this, the right people will tell you that, Danny, sorry, like, that this is your time to find yourself and love yourself, because it makes other people sad if you could tell that someone that you care for and love deeply isn't happy with themselves. So again, this past month I took a lot of self-reflecting. That's why I haven't been making podcasts, because when you lose yourself, you lose what you want to do in life and your passion. I love doing this, and I've realized, as I'll get into towards the end, about me personally, things that are me and things that I love and things that, now that I'm finding myself, I'll put more of my heart into. I had to find what I have to do, what it takes, and what is best, so I can become the best version of myself. Not the person I used to be, because that person was just one. That person was just one before everything. Because that person, that Danny, was just a person before everything took a bit of a toll on my life, where I just wasn't strong enough, because I never did what it takes to be strong mentally, physically, and socially. But I took this time to realize what it takes to, again, not be that Danny, but a better person. And I can finally say that and this is really good clap. I should put like a clapping sound effect in. I can finally, for the first time in my life, say that I'm starting to become that person. Now, the advice and tips I'll give might just be what works for me, so I can't guarantee that it will help everyone. But after this past month, and especially this past week where I've finally been consistent, this is what I've been doing and learning that can hopefully help others. And please pass anything good you take out of this forward. I just want to help people, because I'm been in your shoes where I feel like I didn't get the help until I had very important people in my life tell me that it's time to work on me. Why am I crying? I'm sorry. This is so hard. It's good cry. I don't even know what kind of cry. It's just overwhelming, I think. I'm not letting tears fall out, so it's kind of just like a weird, like, crying inside. Remember, you're never alone. Find a support system. Find people to help you through life. Just not even help. I don't mean like help you because you need help, that there's something wrong with me or something wrong with you. I just mean like a good support system, because you need people in your life. You should never go through life alone. So I'm saying find the right people that make you feel happy and just make you feel good. Everything happens for a reason, and my favorite quote I got from this past week is, "What is meant to be will be." No need to overthink. No need to worry, because, again, what is meant to be will be. Take every day by its day. And, sorry, my notes are all over the place. People have been, and the last thing was, like, don't take life so seriously. And I'm saying that because people have been telling me they see improvement, because before this, I would tell people these, like, quotes or advice and whatever, but I wouldn't take that advice for myself. And here I am, doing that. So, here we go with the advice. I have so many notes now, it's crazy. And tips that I'm gonna hit you with right now. So, for my first thing, I've been meditating 5 minutes every day. I sit wherever is comfortable. My back is straight, not too tight, and I lay my hands and arms wherever they're comfortable, and I just listen and follow my breath for those 5 minutes. And it's tricky for someone who not used to, I'm going to say I'm not perfect, I'm not the best I've ever been, but for someone who used to be so much in their head and everything, it's obviously difficult to do. But I'll leave a link at the end of the video for the video I follow this meditation for. but it can give you a sense of calm, peace, and balance that can benefit both your emotional well-being and your overall health. You can also use it to relax and cope with stress by refocusing your attention on something calming. Meditation can help you learn to stay centered and keep inner peace. I just wanted to take the exact definition from Google so that you guys could hear its benefits. I've also been reading a self-improvement book. It's called Your Brain Needs a Hug, so I recommend it. It talks about mental health and life and love, and reading self-improvement books helps you interpret yourself and the world more positively. And when you read an inspiring book every day, you flood your brain with positive words and uplifting concepts. And I do read these books that benefits me in those ways, but it's exciting to know that I'm getting comfortable enough where I feel like I can read those books and also just read a fiction book in general. I'm gonna get into that Colleen Hoover girl. Next, I journal in 4 different ways. So first, I practice gratitude. I write 3 different things that I'm grateful for: a person, a thing in my life, and something I'd miss. And in positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. The second thing is I write down 3 different positive affirmations and repeat them 10 times each. Affirmations are positive statements that can help you to challenge and overcome self-sabotaging and negative thoughts. When you repeat them often and believe in them, you can start to make positive changes. The third thing is I practice manifesting. I've actually never done this before until during this self-improvement journey. So I just heard someone recommended it, so I'm trying it. I write down my goal from the top of the page to the bottom, and then I repeat it for every time I wrote it. Manifesting is about clearly understanding what you want, asking for it, believing in it, and making it a reality. This is a powerful practice and is best used to help you achieve grand goals. Not grand. And fourth, I bought a blank journal to just write. I never tried this or did this because I was so scared to sit there with thoughts, because it's all over the place. Because I thought I was going to be all over the place, thinking about 20 different things at once. But from advice I've been given, if you write down your thoughts and find ways to organize your brain, it becomes much easier to control it and work with it. So those are the 4. Did you hear that thunder? Wait, do you guys I don't know if you guys hear the outdoorsiness, but that was thunder. I really hope it doesn't rain on me. Don't rain on my parade. What? This was all serious until right there. So yeah, that's my 4 journaling things I've been doing along with the reading. And what else did I mention? Oh, the meditating. So that's I wake up in the morning and I'll do that. But obviously if I'm up in the morning and I have something else I have to do, I'll find time in the day to do that. Next is so this is for my working out consistency. Because again, partially why I didn't love myself is because I was insecure, and I knew my gym routine and how to get into the gym and what I have to do and the eating, but I never again practiced it. And excuse me, I just burped. I got a planner to write out my workouts and what I'll do at the gym each day, and now it's on my calendar planner thing. So I have to go, because I'm not going to cross it off my calendar if I didn't go. So that's a way to help me get myself there, because a lot of people sometimes can't get themselves to the gym, but that's a way I recommend. Sometimes I don't feel up to going, or sometimes I don't know what I'm doing prior to the workout, so I feel lazy to come up with stuff. But this has helped me to keep consistent, and knowing that the gym isn't always physical, and this is something also I recently learned. You have to be strong-minded to get yourself to go to the gym, and then once you're there and how you feel after the workout makes everything better. I never was completely consistent with the gym. I go when I could or when I wanted to, but now I go to know what's best. I then like to get outside. That's where I feel my best, is outside, and do cardio, whether it's walking, biking. I've been walking my dogs, which is nice. I haven't really done that. I like ride my bike, but the dog walking thing's fun. And then as for my health, I've never been consistent with that either because I suffered what I'd say is an eating disorder. After freshman year, when I gained a lot of the freshman 15. And again, I went to a nutritionist once, and then never went back, and that's exactly what I did with the nutritionist, which was therapist, which was wrong. Therefore, I don't fully know what I should be putting in my body or how much until I got the good advice from other people. It's the thunder again. And now I'm focusing on whole foods and also calorie intake for a deficit until I reach my goal. Not calorie intake in an unhealthy way. I'm not eating 1,000 calories. I'm eating what's supposed to be for me and myself and what's healthy. And I do have good news. I don't really know who. Did I even tell anyone this? I hit my goal with clapping sound effect. So that's something huge. I've been working for since freshman year, and I did it. Really exciting. Because it's just for me. And what's healthy for me, I hit the 120s. Again, your weight number doesn't matter. I'm just saying it was a big milestone for me. I've been trying to hit the 120s for quite some time. I want to say 4 years. Yeah, freshman year. So yeah, I'm just really happy that I hit that. That was a big thing. Mom. My mom just interrupted it. So yeah, I hit the 120s. And with that, I'm going to be gaining muscle, but also cutting until I'm satisfied. Again, what works and what's best for me isn't for everyone. 120s could be too heavy, 120s could be too low. It's for your body, and for me, the 120s was a goal of mine that's healthy, I promise. And it's just really awesome to announce it for the first time here. So yeah, that was a big milestone. I'm proud because after this month, I realized what I need to do and what it takes, and especially this past week. And also protein intake, that's huge. Along with all this, I make sure I get the gallon of water in because that's extremely important for your overall health. As for socially, I've been just saying yes to everything and reaching out to people because everyone needs alone time, but also time spent with others. When I was insecure, I'm not saying again, I'm not insecure at all anymore. I haven't healed completely, but this is the journey. When I was more insecure back then, I didn't want to hang out with people because I didn't like how I looked, and that affected me in today's social life. Now I'll always say yes unless, of course, something comes up. Or when it's okay to want alone time too. I'm not saying I don't miss a plan. I've missed plans. I just meant I don't say no to plans when I don't feel good about myself. Because loving yourself makes you love other things with more happiness. I also want to throw in there, it's okay to take a break from social media. It's toxic, and I do that, and it helps very much. I know some people who struggle with anxiety or who struggled or struggle with being anxious. TikTok is a huge thing because when you're scrolling through it, your head is just all over the place. So that's what I've done, and I go on it when I'm good, which is now lately. Again, not perfect, but getting there. And just every account, like Instagram, Snap, everything. Because why be in your phone so much when you have life to look forward to, right? It's definitely not attractive for anyone towards me to just, wait, how do I word? I don't want to word this wrong, but I know it's not attractive. I wouldn't find, if I'm in someone else's shoes, to find myself attractive, not looks-wise, just in general, if I just was going on with life with no purpose, letting myself get to me, and that's why I need this change, because, no one wants to be friends with, be with, or just have them, no one, I don't know how to word this correctly, but I think you guys might understand what I'm saying, that, it's not attractive. I felt like I wasn't attractive looks-wise or the inside-wise when I was this kind of person. When I didn't have any motivation, with, again, no purpose or letting things get to me. And that's a huge thing that, like, woke me up. I'm like, who wants someone in their life that feels like this? Like, you can't love anyone, whether, again, it's a relationship, a friendship, a family member, anyone in your life, if you don't love you fully. Sorry, I just got mad at myself there, because, like, come on, Danny. Could have been working on this way better earlier in life. What is that thunder? What is that thunder? Like, obviously, what do you mean, what is that thunder? It's thunder. Just meant, where is it coming from? I'm not even listening to myself speak right now. What am I saying about thunder? As for self-care, find what will make that skin glow, what will make your hair beautiful, the clothes you like that you feel good in, clean body, clean space. When you look good, you feel good, and I'm getting that in check right now. Ask around. I've got the hair recommendations, skin recommendations, and everything from people, and I cannot be better with what I'm working towards, which is the better version of me. It takes time, but don't wait to start. Just start today. Life's too short, and don't take life so seriously, like I said before. Take risks. I missed that. I already said this. And this is a big thing. Every other summer before this, I didn't feel comfortable and was anxious until, like, this summer. And it was my time to heal and not fix. You never have to fix yourself. Just work growing. And it was my time. I didn't know how to handle it, and I think that was a big thing that I could have not let happen to me this summer. But again, it was just a lot at once that I didn't self-reflect on at all until this last past month, and again, especially this week. I figured out what I want to do with my life, and as I enter my senior year of college, before I get into this, now I'm getting into, like, the good things that I'm gonna, like, tell you guys about with me personally. I figured out, I figured out, I did, what I want to do with my life. No, you know what? It's okay to say I think, because, again, people at the age of 50 don't even know what they want to do with their life. But, like, before this, again, I was a very anxious person as to figuring out what I have to do for the rest of my life in college. But, again, with this past time for me and myself, I figured out, I think, what I want to do, and that's social media, advertising, or marketing. And I entered my senior year of college. I did sign up for an internship that I did go through an interview for, and I did get, which is another clapping sound effect. It's huge. It's a advertising internship. It's not huge. I don't mean it's like the great, like, ESPN for sports media. I just meant, like, big milestone, like the hitting my body weight goal thing. And I also picked up a hobby. Oh yeah, if you're going through something like this, just pick up something that you maybe never done before and work towards it. Because I've been saying that I want to work towards something that I've never done and just feel like I could accomplish something. And here's another good news. I picked up a hobby I've never done before, because with this feeling lost in my life, I didn't know my passions and whatnot. So I also signed up for a half marathon. March, I don't want to mix up the day. So whoever wants to come and cheer me on, that'd be awesome. I'm serious. March 19th. And I'll start training September. Oh, my computer. I'm starting training September 1st, so I'm super excited for that. Hey guys, as I was rewatching it, forgot to throw in another thing I'm excited about for myself. Along with starting marathon training September 1st, I'm also starting therapy September 1st. So that's a big thing too that I had to throw in there. Alright, bye. And I'm going to be getting back on the podcast consistently, along with making videos, because that's also a passion of mine. And as we get towards the end of this, just take life day by day, like I said before. This thunder is crazy. And here's my conclusion paragraph, I think. And before I get into the last part, if anyone has any questions or could hit me with that advice, I love to hear tips and advice when it comes to, like, a work on yourself type journey. And if you want to join me on an episode talk about something, 'cause again, I'll be picking this back up. Just DM me about anything. They're open. But here we go. So, basically what I'm going to leave off with this episode is find yourself, love yourself, and just be happy. Things won't always go your way, and it is okay. Life is meant for ups and downs, so you can grow. I love you. Everyone loves you. And no matter what. Also, I didn't get this from anywhere. This is just me. I sound like this motivational person, but this is all really what I want to say. No matter what, at the end of the day, everything's going to be okay. Something I once learned from someone very important in my life is no amount of anxiety will ever... Sorry, I don't want to say this right. Well, they didn't like... They who? Oh, no. I read they as... It says very, and I wrote they. I read the word very, but I accidentally said they. Let me just reread the sentence. Something I once learned from someone very important in my life is no amount of anxiety will make the anxiety easier or go away. And she's right. No need to work yourself up. We live on a floating rock. Live in the present. I love you guys. I'm always here for you. And I'm finally on my way to becoming the best me. And I hope that you all can see that and then do that for yourselves. That's all I got for today. And I just want to say thank you guys, because I don't think I've ever thought I'd open up like this on a podcast and actually put this out there. But that's what's been going on, and I'm okay. And I hope I didn't lose any followers from this. I hope I gained some to, again, help people. And please give me feedback. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. Whether you text me, DM me, anything. Call me, FaceTime me, whatever you want. Yeah. I'll leave, again, like I did in my past podcast about mental health, I think, the anxiety one. Phone numbers and links you guys could use if you need anyone, because you're not alone. Alright, bye guys.